Busy bees! We're at it again.
Hi.
What are we doing today, kids?
We are
going to be making some cinnamon rolls.
To start out our cinnamon rolls, we are going to need a cup and a half of milk. Okay, so now we're going to turn that on to medium heat, and then we're going to wait until it's 100 degrees Fahrenheit. And then once it reaches that, we are going to add in our pre-measured 1 tablespoon of yeast and 2 tablespoons of sugar. So we're going to leave this for 5 to 10 minutes to let the yeast activate, and we'll see you then. Okay, so now it's at 100 degrees Fahrenheit. As you can see, you want it to be in the 100 to 110 range. What we're shooting for is that we're shooting for 105, which it's roughly at that mark right now. So what we're going to do now is that we're going to add in our sugar and our yeast. After that, we're going to mix it all together. And when you're mixing it, you should start to see the yeast. 5 to 10 minutes, you should see your yeast start to bubble and gurgle and stuff. And that's when you know you got good yeast. If it doesn't do that in 5 to 10 minutes, you know it's not good yeast, and you should go get good yeast. So we are going to melt a stick of butter, which half a stick of butter, which should be about a quarter cup.
For 10 seconds.
Yep, we're putting it in our microwave for 10 seconds. We're going to put it in for another 10 seconds if it doesn't look good. That is, if it's not completely melted to our likings, which we want it to be completely melted, right? Not warmed. You want it to be melted into a almost clear, sort of milky stage.
10 more seconds.
Probably close to watery.
We need to add ours for 10 more seconds. And this is how it should look.
Perfect.
Our
Yeast milk.
yeast milk is done. We're going to put it into a big red bowl. And then we are going to whisk it.
We are going to need a cup of flour sifted. So we're going to put that into our sifter. And then we're just going to go, yep, go for it. And then you just go and shake it. Alright, we also need a half cup of sugar. So we're going to dump that into our yeast milk. We're going to spread it all around so it gets around evenly. Then we're going to whisk that. Alright, now we need a half teaspoon of salt. We're going to dump that in. Whisk that. Now we need the butter that we just melted, which is a quarter cup. Half a stick. Pour that in. Right now, we got 2 eggs. So we're going to take our eggs, crack it. 1. 2.
Whistle while you work, Abigail.
Alright, now we are going to, once this is done being whisked, we're going to take our cup of sifted flour. We're going to dump it in. We'll dump it in while being whisked. So can you whisk it?
Mix it for a minute.
Alright, we're going to mix it for a minute straight. If you get tired, have somebody else at hand to whisk it for you. It's good. It's done mixed.
Right. And
Okay, so now we're going to be needing 4 cups more, not 3 more, 4 more after that sifted. Now you don't have to do this one sifted, but it makes it a lot softer and it makes the dough a lot better. Alright, and that's 4. So after we sifted our flour a couple more times, we're not putting it in our yeast mixture yet. But what we just did here, this is our rising agent, which would basically make our yeast, or not our yeast, our cinnamon rolls rise in the oven. So what we're going to do is that we're letting this sit for a minute before we put in the flour, so it rises properly in the oven. And you can sort of see on the camera that it's starting to bubble up a little bit. So that's what you want to see. You want to see the yeast starting to bubble up. That means the yeast is working and you got some good yeast. So instead of using the whisk now, we're going to be using our wooden spoon, which is going to be a lot easier to mix with because it doesn't have the little thingies where everything gets stuck in it. And I think the minute is up, so are we ready to put in the flour? Alright, are you ready?
Yep.
so see how nice and light and fluffy our flour is?
So we sifted this 3 or 4 times, and it's super light and airy, which is exactly what you want when making your cinnamon rolls. All right, so Abby, can you go ahead and dump it in? So what we're going to do is we're going to dump it in while mixing. Depending on humidity, you may want to add in an extra ½ cup of flour, depending on where you live, just so it's not extremely runny, because you don't want runny dough, nor do you want dry dough. Yeah, it should be a little bit sticky, and
We're gonna sift a ½ cup
of flour
of flour.
so we can put it down on the table so we can roll it out.
Yeah.
Roll out our dough. And the dough should be starting to get a little bit harder to mix. You don't really want to see any white flour bits. You want to get that all mixed in. So what we're doing right now is that we're heating up our glass pan that we're going to be putting our dough in by putting it in some hot and putting on it our hottest tap water that we got. So we just finished it. As you can see, my dad just said it's hot. So what we're going to do is that after we got it all nice and hot, we're going to grease it after we dry it, because you don't want it to be that hot. And we also have another pan in here that's kind of like a water tray. So what this water tray is going to do is that we're going to put it in the oven with the yeast dough mixture thing. So it rises all nicely, and it just makes it a lot better. Alright, so we're taking some more butter.
No, just rub it. You can grease the pan with it. So just rub the bottom.
We're just rubbing the bottom. Abby's doing it in a square. You can do it in zigzags, any way you want. Grease the bottom, just like that. Yep, good job.
And then we'll add these greasing the bottom.
And while Abby's greasing the bottom, we're taking our hot tap water and we're putting it into our oven. The oven should be set at 100.
We just want to warm it up a little bit.
Yeah, we want to warm up a little bit, so we're setting it to 100 degrees. We are going to be kneading our dough. We don't want to do it too much, because too much is going to make it not good to eat, really. So we're just going to fold it in half and push, fold it in half, push, fold it in half, push. We're going to repeat this a couple times. Maybe flip it over. Yeah, put on some flour if it gets sticky, which it is. You want to do this for roughly a minute.
And that should form a ball.
And you want to make it into a ball. And then we're going to put it into our pan. We're sponsoring Oz. I don't really know how to pronounce it. Really good drinks, and it's made by Coca-Cola. You should go check it out. It's really tasty. I didn't really shape it too much, but you can see it's now a ball. So what we're going to do is that we're going to take our dough ball, put it into the center of our pan, open our oven.
Hold on.
Okay, so what my dad's doing right now is that he's getting a towel wet, but he's getting it damp, not really wet. We don't want it to be wet, otherwise it's going to mess up our dough. But what he's doing is that he's getting it damp, and then we're going to cover our dough ball. We're going to cover up our dough ball right here. We're covering up that. You can sort of see our dough ball. Yep, hi dough ball. Or hide dough ball.
All right, how much bigger do we think this is going to get?
Now I'm guessing it's going to get pretty big. So we're going to put that into our oven. Now it's only at 100, so it's not going to catch on fire, hopefully.
Oven's off.
Yeah, oven's off, so we're good. We're going to leave that in for an hour. 1 full hour. For you, it's going to be like probably right about now. But for us, we got to wait an hour, so see you then.
Can you wait to
We
eat
need
them?
those metal balls.
So our dough is about ready, but what we did is because we had to cook dinner, we took it out of our oven and we placed it on top of our microwave, right? And we put it on warm.
Not a microwave.
Toaster oven, sorry, not microwave, toaster oven.
Hey, you're supposed
Back
to
up.
be
We
quiet.
put it on our toaster oven. So
Back up. Abby, reveal.
reveal it.
Dun, 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 dun.
It worked the same way, and it got pretty big. And pretty big, I mean like that's really big. So what do we do now?
All right, we're going to roll it out.
Alright, so we're gonna go over there and we're gonna roll out the dough.
All right, just cut
Okay,
it
so
in
what
half.
we're gonna do now is that we're gonna cut our dough in half. It makes it easier to get the different like doughs and stuff, like the different individual rolls.
All right.
Alright, we're putting on some flour.
You got the Ebola virus?
Yeah, really.
Maybe. If you're going to cough, don't cough on the food. Nobody likes food that's been coughing on. Cough into your elbow. Alright, we're gonna roll it out. Get some flour on your rolling
You are
pin.
good, James.
Using our vintage.
Yeah.
Go this way
vintage.
first.
Going right. Go,
Push
make
hard.
it wider.
I need a camera to film what's going on over there.
And we're gonna flip it. Now we're gonna be going this way, right?
What? Here, go like this.
So do what he's doing, don't do what I'm doing. I obviously am not doing it right. You wanna like push down pretty hard,
But make it
but make it wide.
square
Square.
or rectangle. Okay, that's good, that's good, that's good. All right, go do the same.
And we're gonna do it over here.
Are you gonna do the cinnamon and sugar part?
That's like the best part. Alright, and that is our dough all rolled out. Doesn't really matter if it's not in a perfect rectangle, but if you have to have it in a perfect rectangle, do that. But that should be good.
All right. Turn it up.
All right, brother, half stick of butter.
Okay, so we're going to need another half stick of butter for our cinnamon sugar filling sort of thing. So what we're going to need, so we're going to need butter, brown sugar, and cinnamon. So what we're going to do, so we're going to put it in the microwave for 10 seconds at a time until it's
Just do
completely-
30.
30? Okay, so never mind. We're going to do it for 30 seconds straight out. And then you want it to be melted. Don't want soft butter. You want it to be melted butter.
Okay, well that's going on. We made our dough into a nice
Beautiful square, which
rectangle.
you can do that by shaking it.
And I just did my fingers like that.
Dice feo.
Gosh.
See, look at it.
Where?
Alright, butter's ready.
That's a significant savings.
Better. Here's gonna do this. I got a spoon for you right here. Here, you use that.
Alright, so we got a little barbecue brush. Or you can do an unused paintbrush, not used. I'm just gonna spread out that butter.
Lots of butter. Oh, it needs more butter. The recipe calls for a little butter. Put in twice as much.
Don't
Yeah.
step over here, you'll fall.
You want it to be nice and buttery. You want it to be shiny, very greasy. The greasier, the better. And cinnamon rolls because it makes it gooey. Now we're gonna put it on a lot of brown sugar. Which how much is the recipe?
I don't
call
know.
for?
A lot.
Doesn't matter what the recipe calls for.
This is like when you get to have fun and do whatever you like with your brown sugar.
Put
If you like
brown
it-
sugar in it.
Yeah, if you like it to be
From
sweet,
corner to corner. From sea to shining sea to shining sea.
Is it diabetic friendly?
oh,
Very
no.
diabetic friendly.
So far, the only ingredient that was diabetic friendly was butter. And cinnamon.
Abby has to do the cinnamon.
Cinnamon is diabetic friendly.
And she's got to say how she says it too.
I'm not saying that.
Yes!
Do it, Abby.
That's what makes it cute. Abby, what are you going to add?
Cinnamon.
Perfect.
How do
Sprinkle.
you say cinnamon?
Cinnamon?
And sprinkle cinnamon on top.
Where is it?
Right there. Make sure that brown sugar is like corner to corner, edge to edge.
Spreading out that brown sugar.
Sprinkle, sprinkle.
James, you got the recipe memorized.
I just read it too many times. All right, get this stuff.
I see a corner
Up here.
with a lot of white, and I know
I think Grandpa's right. Easy does it.
you ever try to take a teaspoon of cinnamon.
All right, don't
Yeah.
don't spread it in so hard. You want it kind of like thick.
I think that's pretty good, Dad.
What do you think?
I think it's good. No more sugar.
More sugar.
What? Mommy says no more sugar.
What a surprise.
Yep.
You know what Daddy says?
Surprise.
More sugar.
All right. Okay. Now we're
Okay.
going to go.
So, after we spread out our brown sugar cinnamon mix, you can make it pretty much for your likings. If you like extra cinnamon, put on extra cinnamon. If you like it to be extra sweet, put on extra brown sugar. But basically, what we're doing now is that we're rolling up our dough. So you can do it if you want them to be thicker but less of them. I suggest doing it this way. But if you want it to have multiple, like if you like them to be basically not as thick, I'd suggest doing it that way. You know, roll it up into like a little like sushi roll thingy, or a little snake or snail or a very long snail.
What are you eating, Abigail?
The cinnamon sugar mix.
What are you eating?
Sugar.
Is that quarantine good to lick fingers?
I don't think so. Alright, so now we are greasing up the pan with the rest of the half a stick of butter. Now we still have half the dough left, so you can make more
you give the address so I know where to send to get the recipe?
What?
Yeah, that'll be in.
Comment down below.
In the comment?
Yeah.
Are we all gonna be on YouTube?
So,
Okay,
first,
so
cut it in half.
we're going to cut our cinnamon.
Here's that.
We're cutting. Come over here, Abby.
Over on this
I
side.
will. No, I don't. I have a better angle over here.
Okay. So, what we're doing, so we're going to cut it in half. So go ahead and do that,
Push down.
Why?
because we are.
Okay.
Right, so now that we cut it in half, we are going to cut it in half again.
Yes, sir.
You're basically going to cut it into halves until you have your desired size. So cut in half.
And then I would cut those in half again.
And then cut those in half again, like my dad just said. Right, now you got your cinnamon roll. You're gonna lay it sugar filled side up. So basically the spiral, you're gonna be looking down on it.
My mom used to make them, but she never let us help.
Alright, we're gonna cut this one in half, and then that in half, and that in half. Oh,
Have you ever had, my mother made
That
them
looks
to where they
pretty
were
nice.
like, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch.
Tall?
Mm-hmm.
now these are gonna
Those are
be
huge.
nice tall ones, and they're gonna be
I
tall.
would cut those in half.
Cut those in half?
Yeah, because they're gonna rise.
They're gonna rise
some
up
more.
that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or
But then
even
they're gonna be really small.
in thirds. No, well, that's how big my mom's was.
Oh, okay.
Not that she was a master of cinnamon.
Okay. Abby.
Let me Google cinnamon
Abby.
rolls.
Okay, so we're gonna cut these in half again. So they're gonna be about a little bit more than 2 inches.
And they'll fill the whole pan.
You're so cute and dainty.
Good thing Google knows how to spell. I'm wrong, because they're showing them big. My mother was making.
Well, when they're small like this, they're more diabetic friendly.
Yeah.
You heard that. The smaller they are, the more diabetic friendly they are, and the more you can eat.
That's right. What am I thinking of? Mom used to make these they're tiny and crunchy. Cinnamon rolls are not crunchy.
Yeah, cinnamon rolls are supposed to be nice.
Oh, you're thinking about elephant ears.
Elephant ears? Elephant ears.
I'm curious now if we let those rise a little longer. Another hour or tomorrow.
Okay, so we're gonna let them rise another hour, and then, or actually, more or less, gonna be overnight, and then we are going to eat them in the morning. So this could either be an all-day process or a 2-day process, depending on when you start. I think they are.
Not elephant ears?
No.
And then with the next one, we're making
Defer to
pretzels, right?
Steve.
Oh, we make pretzels with this tomorrow.
Ooh.
So basically, if you do what
Yeah,
we
maybe
did
then-
and you just used half of it, you can use the other half to make pretzels. You can do
Can you
that.
get the
That's
Saran
like
wrap
super
out?
zoomed in.
Yeah, you might be right, Susie.
Here, wait. Let me see that so you can do your rub the tummies. For the other half, you can make pretzels. Rub your tummy, rub your head.
Are you glad, right?
I don't see it.
You're right there, in front of you. You want a glad wrap? Or right?
So it's currently the next day, and we let our cinnamon rolls rise overnight, and that should not be on, I don't think. But there they are. They got a lot bigger.
Set your ovens to 350.
And we're gonna put it in, and we're gonna bake for 20 minutes. 20 minutes. 3, 2, 1. Yeah! Ooh, it's
They're
done. Alright, let's cancel and let's look at them. Ooh, those look pretty tasty. That's what we're gonna do. They're gonna take our oven mitts. We're gonna go like that. Oh, those look so good.
When you're on the stove.
Those look so good. Let's put them right there. So right now we're going to be making that delicious topping. You know, like that good, like creamy topping on top of your cinnamon rolls. Well, this is how you make it. It's very simple. What you need is that you need, are you ready? A cup of powdered sugar. Gonna get a nice good cup. Right? You're gonna dump it in. Like that, see? It's almost like the flour. So now what we need is that we are going to put in 2 tablespoons of milk. We're going to do it one at a time, and we're going to whisk it in gradually.
Hey.
There's one. There's 2.
Mix it up.
Mix it up, Abby. My brother help you? Everybody's gonna mix it on up. You don't want to do really any more than 2 because that's, you want it to be thick. You don't want it to be runny. Like how powdered sugar works, it like a little bit of wetness gets it super sticky, as you can see. And there's your topping. Then with this, you can either put it on your cinnamon rolls, or you don't have to put it on your cinnamon rolls any way you like them. If you like it to be less sweet, don't do this. But if you like it to be more sweet and you like that really goodness on it, I suggest using this. You can, as an option, put in a half teaspoon of vanilla. It makes it a little bit more sweeter and it makes it taste like vanilla. So that's what we're going to do. This is an option if you don't want to do it. You don't have to. Just dump that in and give it a little mix. They're really good. I already ate mine. I pretty much went like, and it was gone.
So do another one. Show us how it's done.
Okay, so I'm gonna make my mom's. So I'm gonna grab a spatula because I don't really want to touch it with my hands.
Oh.
And we're gonna go like this one. Sure. Yeah. So we're
I
gonna
want
do
that one.
this one.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So we're gonna go like that. Then we're gonna go like that. Then we're gonna scoop it up and put it on that. Then I'm gonna take this. It's actually pretty easy with the whisk. You like mix it in a little bit. Take that. Just go like that.
And Abby, what do you think of them?
You just take Mom's.
Say,
They good?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? Our homemade cinnamon rolls.
They are looking good.